All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to those watching us live on Global BC as we officially introduce Buck Pierce as our 28th head coach. Very quick rundown of events. I will very quickly introduce Ryan Rigmaiden's going to make an opening statement. He will then transfer it to Buck, after which we will begin a formal Q&A, and we'll ask those at first to limit it to one question and a follow-up. We will pass around a microphone as well for the live viewing purposes. So thank you again, and without further ado, I'll introduce our general manager, Mr. Ryan Rigmaiden.
Thank you, Matt. Good morning. Thank you all for coming. 2 weeks ago, we started the head coaching search here. It was very thorough. Vetting is something that's absolutely important to this process. Neil, myself, Dwayne, and Amar went through everything we possibly could to find the best candidate here. We wanted somebody that had leadership skills, accountability for coaches and players, and then somebody that could bring in the mental and physical toughness that we felt like we had to make a jump with. It was an exhaustive process. We interviewed 8 candidates. We had a couple turn us down for other reasons. We looked at everybody we could that felt like they could come in here and do this job. We wanted to cast a wide net, gather as much information as we could, and make the right choice. Buck started his career as a quarterback here. He led from the huddle, and now he's going to lead us into a new era of BC Lions football. So on behalf of Amar Doman and the BC Lions, I want to welcome Buck Pierce as the new head coach of the BC Lions.
Thank you, Ryan. Wow. First of all, I want to thank Amar Doman, Dwayne Vanneau, Neil McAvoy, and Ryan Rigmaiden. It truly is surreal to be here, and I'm extremely grateful to be in this position. I want to thank my wife Lori, and my kids. Truly, the biggest blessing that I could ever have. Was having a wife like her, and the support that she's given me. I can't say enough. I want to thank my mom and dad. The sacrifices that you make as parents, for your children and your kids, is something special. And me sitting here today is a testament to all that support and love that we receive as kids. About 20 years ago, my dad and myself jumped in a car from Crescent City, California, and drove up to Portland, Oregon. There was a free agent camp for the BC Lions. Neil was there. Wally Buono was there. From that free agent camp, I signed with the BC Lions about a week later. To think, 20 years later, for that to come full circle and me be sitting here today is truly an amazing, surreal experience. It feels like a dream come true for me. When I came to BC as a 23-year-old kid, I came from a smaller town, now into the city of Vancouver, stepped into the Lions facility, and, fell in love with this organization, the pride, and how we operated. The teammates we had in those early years was all about one thing, and that was winning football games. The leadership was in place with Wally Buono, and our team followed that leadership. We want to build that moving forward here. Our vision for this club, is an identity of toughness, grit, integrity, and accountability. The standard will be set early, and we will hold ourselves and our players to that standard. Okay? This is going to be a place of support, communication, and everything we do is going to be about the BC Lions first. We're going to get and bring good people into this facility, into this organization. We're going to surround ourselves with like-minded individuals that put the BC Lions first. All right? Everything that we do is going to be about the team, and it starts with the team. All right? We're going to build this with integrity and people that represent the BC Lions brand in the right way. All right? We understand our fan base, and we want to reach and get out into the community, all right, and reach as many fans as we can. We also want to give you a product on the field that is proud to support quality people that play the game the right way. I live my life very similar to my coaching philosophies. All right. I treat people the right way, treat them with respect, and work hard. We will do that in this organization. The standard will be set, and along with Ryan, Neil, and myself, that process is going to start now. So we're excited to start that process. If anybody has any questions, go ahead, Matt.
All right. Thank you, Buck. And I'll enlist Carolyn here as well to help pass the mic around, and she will pass it to Farhan Lalji with TSN.
What did you learn the most from Mike O'Shea and the Bombers?
I think the importance of team. The importance of how we're going to build things. The way it should be built. And what's truly important to winning. It's about the people you surround yourself with. It's the way you carry yourself, and it's the way you live your life. I think Mike has taught me in my time with him just as much about being a man as a coach. I couldn't have as much. I have the utmost respect for him as a person. Obviously, we know what he's done as a coach, but he's a great man first and foremost.
The guy on your left is someone this organization has invested a lot in Nathan. And I know that was a priority with this coaching search, to get somebody that can bring the most out of Nathan and the offense generally. What do you see there, and what do you think you can help build on?
Well, I'm just excited to build a relationship. I think I had an opportunity to talk to Nathan yesterday, briefly this morning. I think the biggest thing is let's get to know each other. What do we need from each other? I think that's the biggest thing. Obviously, he's an elite talent. And what he does on the football field, makes everybody excited. All right, so I think the biggest thing is let's grow this together. I want this to be a partnership, just like anything else.
JC?
Yeah, in that same vein, this one's for you, Ryan. Common refrain at the end of last season when talking about Nathan's performances was just the fact that he'd been in so many offensive systems over the last little while. What gave you the confidence to essentially give him another new offensive system?
Yeah, fair question. Number one, I've worked with Buck before, so I've seen him do it. The process that we just went through, that was a huge part of it. Nathan's development and his relationship with the coaches moving forward is a foundation. I don't care if it's Pee Wee or CFL or NFL, it doesn't matter. You're only as good as your quarterback. And so the collaborative nature with Buck and with Nathan, I think, is absolutely key. I think all coaches do that. I think Buck is special in that area. And so I think he's got a system that's obviously proven. They've been to 5 Grey Cups in a row now and done extremely well. One thing that came clear through his interviews was it's not just what I'm teaching, it's what the quarterback is giving me. Hey, what do you like to do? What routes do you like? What formations do you like? What do you see on this? And so when you're going back and forth with that collaboration, I think you're going to get the most out of it. So is Nathan learning a new offense a concern for me? It is not. Nathan's extremely intelligent, and he loves ball more than maybe anybody I've ever been around. So I know he'll pick up the system. I've got ultimate faith in Buck, obviously, to work that relationship.
And in terms of that system, Buck, do you intend to be your own play caller, or are you going to bring in an OC? What's the plan?
I will call plays as well.
Will there be an offensive coordinator hired on top of that, or how's that?
That'll be determined down the road. We're having those discussions now.
Gemma Carson-Smith from Canadian Press, as I'll try to introduce folks you might not know yet. So that
Thank
was
you.
JC Abbott from Three Down Nation, now to Gemma.
But building off JC's question, do you have an idea of what you want your staff to look like? Are there folks you're going to bring back from last year's coaching staff, or is that all up for debate at this point?
Yeah, we've had discussions, and those discussions are ongoing. Obviously, we're going to look at every option, whether it was, from the staff or other places.
And let me just jump in. We have several coaches on the staff that we think are absolutely excellent and we'd love to have. I think it's incredibly important that the new head coach has final say with all that. So he's going to get input from us on who we think they are. Ultimately, he'll interview who he wants, and then he'll finalize his staff.
And Buck, it seemed like you were getting a little bit emotional when you were making your opening statements, talking about your family and about 20 some odd years ago about coming to the first free agent camp. What does it mean to you to get this opportunity? And is it a little bit more special that you're coming back to the Lions?
It's hard to put into words. Just thinking about it makes me a little bit emotional right now. Thinking about those the teammates we had. The growth I had as a player here. Even when I was traded back here in 2013. To be back in this building, see so many familiar faces around this room, reconnect with the community that I was so proud to be a part of, is a very special feeling for me. I know I went to Winnipeg for, 14 years, but, I'm from the West Coast, to come back here and, have this opportunity in an organization, that I believe, has the right people and is being built the right way is surreal, humbling, and, I'm filled with gratitude.
Go to Asa Raymond from Global BC.
Hey, Buck. Yes, similar question. Adding to that, you mentioned Wally Wano a few times. How important has he been, and how influential has he been in your coaching philosophy and style? And have you had a chance to reach out and connect with him ahead of this decision?
I have not had a chance to reach out. Wally is obviously a guy that's been very influential in my career. He taught me a lot about how the game should be played, how quarterback should react to situations. Always truthful, always honest, always real. I have the utmost respect for Wally as a person, as a father, and as a coach. I've definitely taken a lot of lessons from him throughout the course of my career, and those lessons even 20 years ago still apply to the game today, and it's solid advice when it still applies.
Bob Marjanovic from the Lions Audio Network, and then we'll go back to JC after that.
Buck, your coaching staff, when you do fill it out, what are some of the criteria that you want to see met from the people that you hire?
Hold the standard. We're going to set a standard here that we're going to set and hold people accountable. All right. I think we all have to be on the same page in what we ask our guys to do, and we're going to ask our guys to do more. All right. So I think for us is make sure that we're on the same page. We have the same belief in the direction that we're going, and it's all about putting our players in the best position to go ahead and succeed.
Do you have a timeline to get your staff in place?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think we're going to continue those discussions. Obviously, we'd like to get it done sooner than later. But we're gonna do it the right way and find the right people.
Last one from me. What do you perceive to be the biggest challenge moving forward as head coach of the Lions?
Well, I think it's just, you don't know what you don't know as a first time head coach. But I do know this. I know, I'm excited for the opportunity. You know, what I know is adversity, will show, and we're ready for that. Myself, I'm ready to build. I'm ready to build with these guys, and just ready to get this thing going.
JC?
Not to beat the staff drum too much, but your defensive coordinator and former teammate Ryan Phillips currently under contract for next season. How much will that weigh on the decision whether or not to bring him back or not?
Listen, we're going to try and find the best people that are going to help us win, and we're going to keep having those conversations as we go.
Yeah, let me just jump in. RP is one heck of a coach. He will be given every opportunity to speak with Buck, obviously. Ultimately, from ownership on down, it's make the correct decision. And so if RP fits with what Buck wants to do, we absolutely want him here. I think he's a terrific coach. The way he relates to his players is absolutely special, and we would love to have him here, but it's all got to fit.
And last one from me. You talked about the influence that Mike O'Shea has had on you. One of the things he's known for among media members is he's perhaps a little bit opaque when it comes to roster decisions. And
Very creative.
injuries. Yes, he can be creative when it comes to that. Is that something you intend to emulate?
We'll see.
And I meant creative for you to use the word opaque. That's what I meant.
Did anyone else have one more before we open it up? Yeah, Ben Abel, Golden V Podcast.
Hi, Buck.
Hey, Ben.
What's going to be your first priority getting started? Obviously, what's your first thing you're going to do now that you've got the head coaching position? What is your first sort of task or first thing you want to try?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of work to be done, but for me, it's reaching out to the players. Communicating with them. Welcoming. Myself. Getting them to know me. On a personal level. I think that's important.
Does that obviously includes Nathan, but who else is your top priority?
Well,
Offense and defense.
Well, I think there's a lot of top priorities. Obviously, Matthew Betts and Justin McInnes are guys that on our list that we want to reach out and obviously we want back here.
Dan, if you can pass it to Trevor Henderson, Global BC. Yeah.
Hey, Buck, so do you think being a former quarterback is going to help in your relationship with Nathan?
Well, I think so. I think so. I think obviously it's been a while since I've played quarterback, but I have stood back there, right? I understand the intricacies of the position, right? I understand the demands of the position. My job as a coach now is to put him in positions to be successful and help him with his job. Make his job as easy as possible as if you can do that, with one of the toughest jobs out there.
And the last thing is, what kind of coach you're going to be? We've seen coaches who are basically hands off, let all the assistants do the business. Are you going to be? Are you a hands-on coach?
I'm a ball coach. I'm hands-on. I want to be involved. Obviously, I think it starts with the head coach's message. We're going to do our best to hire the best candidates and bring the best people in here that are able to work, and I'll let them do that, but I will oversee everything.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you, gentlemen. We're just going to quickly clear the way for some photo ops.